Sorry about that. A few technical issues. God, I pushed the talk button was. I was like, I'm chatting away going, hello, welcome to the stream. Now I can see that my mic was muted, but I found it. It's the end key. Good evening, guys. As you can hear, we haven't got Roy with us. It's all a bit last minute. I don't know if he's been trying to join me or not. He said he might, and he said he also might be a bit tired. So yeah, now we've got Paul, we've got Rocco. Who else have we got? Nonny, cheers Nonny, GRDC TV, Tinez. Cheers guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. It's not going to be a super exciting stream. Let me briefly tell you what we're going to do, and then we'll get straight on with it. Basically, we have 11 communities, as you know. Those 11 communities each have drivers, and those 4 drivers are allocated in 2 teams of 2 to our 2 servers. You can barely hear me. Is that the same for everybody else? Just is it? Yeah, let me know if anybody else can let me know if the audio is crap. Pause for a second. Sound check. I'll put a loop back on my mic, and it sound okay to me. Oh, my mic is scrubbing. Oh, I had a fan on. I've turned the fan on, so hopefully it's a bit better now. I'll keep going. Give me updates in chat, guys, if the audio is still terrible. Hopefully now that the fan's turned off, it'll be better. Okay, so I'll keep going. Hopefully, as I say, you're going to say in chat that it's coming through okay. Yeah, so 11 communities, and those put 4 drivers in. Thank you, Paul, for confirming it's okay. And those 4 drivers are allocated to 2 different servers in 2 teams of 2. And that's what we're going to do today. It's all fully random, so we're going to get through that. Also, the reserve drivers, we're going to allocate those to the slots that we've got available, and that'll hopefully let everybody know whether they can race or not, which is going to be almost everybody, I believe. Right, let's quickly do the intro, and then we'll get on with the Wheels of Fortune. There we go. Look at those fantastic spinners. Slightly different format for it tonight. And then we're going to have 12 different spinners. 1 per community and 1 for the reserves. So there you can see on the screen, we're going to do them in alphabetical order. So here we have the 10T community. And we have the 4 drivers. That's Lag Slug, Desads, and Rimigami S1. Could be some comedy names in this one. And on the right side, in the orange and purple, we have 2 server 1 slots and 2 server 2 slots. So obviously, spin the wheel. A driver from the left is removed, and a server from the right is removed. And yeah, we know who's racing who. Here we go. Okay, so Prue is going to be on server 1. Let's see what else we get. And Extreme Game. Ah, that's what it says. I managed to work out what it says. Extreme Game. He's on server 2. So that leaves to Zads and Lag Slug. Zads goes to server 2. And finally, that will obviously leave Lag Slug to server 1. So if we go to the results there, I'm going to take a quick screen grab. I'm going to leave that on there, and I'll take a screen grab, and we'll post all these later. So without further ado, because as I say, the excitement is incredible, let's move on to the next community, which is AMSU. With AMSU, we have G-Bear. There we go, fix those tags. Here we go. Spinning for Racula, Erwin, Franco, and G-Bear. Franco's on server 2. And Erwin's on server 2. Oh, we lost Mike again. He's still coming through for me as far as I can tell. Mike's back. Okay. We're going to soldier on. We'll soldier on because we just need to get these spins done. We've got 2 drivers left. Racilla is on server 1. And that will leave GBet also on server 1. So let's go to those results. 2 server 2s and 2 server 1s. Fabulous. Here we go then. KCSR and that is Tex, Sean, blank file, and Johnny. I'm hoping my mic's still working. I don't know whether you guys are winding me up or not. I don't think you are, but I can see my mic levels and they seem to be fine. So Johnny goes to server 1. Obviously it's very hard at this stage to know who's going to be racing 2, but we will post all these on the Discord. Blank file, server 2. So who will join Johnny? And that's Sean Perks. And Tex will be on server 1. So I think it's Johnny and Tex, if I remember correctly. Making up a team. Let's pull those up again. So Johnny on server 1 with Tex on server 1, blank file on server 2, and Sean Perks making making up that pairing. Let's move on then. MVRC. Dublin to server 2. Who will join Dublin? Well, it's not going to be Pete, because he goes to server 1. Dave Cams joins Pete on server 1. So that will mean that Flip Flop will join Dublin on server 2. Again, let's bring those results up. Noob Gamers. Off we go again. Tony's on server 2. And Nonny Vat will join. Sorry, you won't join him. He'll be on the other server, server 1. So Tom will join Nonny Vat, which means Nice Guy Frim will be on server 2. So once again, those results up. We're making good progress. I think we're over halfway. Okay, we've got the Nomads. We've got Tinez in chat. This is for you, Tinez. These spins. Here we go. Who will team with Tinez? Tinez is the first pick. He's on server 1. Server 2 for Nessie. So who's going to join Nessie and who's going to join Tinez? Server 2's Noodle. So that means Andy Moore will be joining Tinez on server 1. Quality shout out. Hi, Mum. Shout out to Tinez's mum. Here we go. So yeah, Tinez on server 1 with Andy Moore, and that leaves Nessie and Noodle on server 2. Moving on to PBM then. That's Daniel Moffat, Paul Wallace, Craig, and Gaz. We got Paul in the chat. Cheers, Paul. So Craig is on server 1. Will it be Paul that joins Craig on server 1? Daniel Moffat on server 2. We still don't know. Find out where you're going to be, Paul. Gaz on server 2, which means Paul will be server 1. Again, results on the screen there. So Craig and Paul on server 1, Daniel and Gaz on server 2. Okay, so well, I'm glad that for the Nomads Tinez that we basically did exactly what you would have done anyway. Yeah, that tweaked, that change so that you guys don't assign the teams. It was just to try and simplify the process because there was an awful lot going on. So let's see what happens to RPM. We've got Rocco, we've got Loz, who's helping out with the RPM team. He's normally an AMSU driver. We've got Roy and Super Babuka. Let's go. So Roy goes to server 2. Who will join him? Well, he won't be Loz because he's on server 1. And that is actually perfect because I need Loz and Roy to be on different servers because Roy is going to be the host of his server. And it would normally be me, the host of my server, but I'm away for the Prologue. So Loz is my stand-in. So Loz will be on server 1 and Roy on server 2. That was purely random. But if it wasn't like that, I would have to adjust that. But yeah, that worked out nicely. Let's see who joins them. So Subabuka on server 1 with Loz, and that leaves Francesco on server 2. Excellent stuff. We've not got many to go now though. Real Racing Club, Sim Racing Italia. That's Francesco Di Fiore, El Bussa, Michele Giamoroni. I think I'm really butchering these names. My Italian accent isn't working. And Mattia Morganta. Sorry guys, if I've offended anybody. Here we go. Let's find out for RC. So we've got Michelle on server 1. Let's see who will join him. Well, it won't be Mattia. He's on server 2. We've not got many more spins to go, guys. We've got Francesco on server 2. And finally, Albusa on server 1. There's the results. So server 1 will be Michelle and Albusa. Server 2, Mattia and Francesco. Who have we got left to do? Still got SRGP and SSR, look, and the reserves. Not too many more spins. I do appreciate you putting up, or should I say putting up for coping with the high excitement that we've got here. So SRGP, that's Alpha Signal, Andy, Carapau, and Ricky Risotto. Find out who goes where. Andy's on server 1. And who will join him? So it'll be Alpha Signal also goes to server 1, which means Carapau and Ricky Risotto. I love that name, Ricky. Quality choice. Will both be on server 2. There we go. Let's bring those results on screen. As I say, we'll be screen grabbing these and posting them on the Discord, and also organising them into a single post with all the instructions for sign up. Sign-ups are going to open them shortly for the Prologue event, now that you guys will know which server to register to. So, penultimate, or the final community, but penultimate set of spins we need to do. Semi-slick racing, that's Capalor, Statue, Domska, and KRRT Dustin. Statue goes to server 2. Capalor, server 1. Domska is also on server 1, which leaves Dustin on server 2. Let's switch to those results. There we go. Server 1, Capalor and Domska. Server 2, Dustin and Statue. Right, so the reserves. Quick recap on how the reserves work then. So we have 8 reserve slots. We also are hoping to have commentators and a broadcast team, which takes 2 slots. That means 22 drivers per server, 4 reserves per server, and a broadcast team of 2, which makes 28 in total. Now, if we don't get a broadcast team for the Prologue, which I'm not sure yet, we're still trying to organise that, then everybody who is a reserve, which is all 12 drivers, will get to race, because those broadcast slots will be used by reserves. If we do get a broadcast team, then I'm afraid 4 of the reserves will not get to race, because we only have 8 slots, but 12 people after them. You can see all those 12 names there. So 10T, 10 pence, they have put forward 2 reserves, Bluefree and Thanatos. MVRC have 4 reserves with II Silver, Beanpole, Dan, that's Walsham Sport, and Karazida. The Nomads have got Chris H100 and Andy Bonar. Real Racing Club Sim Racing Italia, that's RRC, they have Daniel Zolfo and Daniel Garbati. And also, Salvatore Rodano. And finally, Semi-Slick Racing have Joe. So what we're doing now is a picking. GRDC TV, why is your name not on the reserve list? What's your name on Discord, sir? If that's a problem. Bear with me, I'm double checking. PBM reserve. But what's his name on Discord, please? Maybe he's not on the Discord. I don't recognise GRDC TV as a Discord name. Yeah, I understand it's for PBM. I'm looking at PBM's list now, and I don't have any reserves nominated. We'll put him on there. I'm just trying to find Richard Cook. Okay, no worries. If I made a mistake there, let's put that name in. Apologies for that oversight. Thank you for telling me before we did the spins. Let me add that in there now. One moment. Okay, got that in there now. Apologies for that oversight. Thank you for telling me in chat. Hopefully, Richard, you are on the Discord. If not, we'll sort that afterwards. Right, on we go with the spins. So the idea is this is deciding the order. Obviously, the top 8 will definitely get to race. The top 12 might do, depending on whether we have a broadcast team. And obviously, now that we've got 13 drivers, there's definitely at least one that I'm afraid won't get to race, unless one of our community drivers drops out. So here we go. 13 spins to do. We're just deciding the order. The first 8 definitely will be racing. On we go. Get the result page on. Daniel Zolfa. You're definitely racing, Daniel. Well done, sir. Aye, Silver, MVRC. So you guys are racing as independents. This is not the scoring round, the prologue round. Richard Cook, good job I put your name on, because you're in. You're on the track. So I say all you guys are not... If this was a scoring round, you would be racing as independent drivers. Obviously, if any of your teammates dropped out before the event started, you would fill a place. But if... once the servers start, you guys will race as independents, even if one of your teammates is a no-show. So it's important if you can't make it that you do tell us beforehand so we can get those reserves racing for your team. Let's spin. Beanpole, you're in as an independent. Thanatos, that's 5. We need 3 more. Karazida. Salvatore, you are in, sir. One more person will definitely get to drive. Chris, nice one. Chris from the Nomads. Then we have another 4 slots. I think it's quite likely. I don't want to raise your hopes too much, but I'm struggling. Well, I know the broadcaster has got a huge amount on, so it's quite likely that he's not going to end up broadcasting for the prologue. So your next 4 are quite likely to get to race, but it's not guaranteed. So let's see who they are. Jerry, you have taken the 9th slot. As I say, if people drop out, then the reserves will fill those spots. Obviously, somebody from ASU, for example, drops out, then an AMSU reserve would fill that spot first of all. Although we haven't got any reserves, so that's a bit confusing. But if an MVRC driver dropped out, then one of the MVRC reserves would fill the spot. But obviously that frees up one of the independent slots on the track, so one of the other reserves will get to race. Blue Fear. And one more. Who will be the unlucky person? I'm afraid it looks like Dan. That's gutting for Dan, because Dan does an awful lot of work for MVRC, man. I am absolutely gutted for you. But you are the 13th reserve. So unless people drop out, I'm afraid, Dan, we are not getting you on track. I'm really sorry to say that. I had to disappoint somebody. But we only have space for a maximum of 28 per server, and we have more drivers than we have slots. Okay. Thanks very much, guys. We'll end the stream there. I'm going to post all this information up. I appreciate it's late. The sign-up information is going to be posted soon. As soon as I've done that, I'll open up the server so you can sign up. There are 3 events. We've got... confusing myself here. I've been setting up the first round events this afternoon. There are 2 events, or 2 schedules for the prologue. So that's a server 1 and a server 2. Give me a second, we'll bring those on screen. One moment. There we go. Thank you for your patience. So yeah, there's the 2 prologue events. You can see there, look, I'm going to try and highlight it where the mouse is. Hopefully you're seeing that. Server 1, S1, and server 2. So you need to sign up to the one you've been allocated. And I will post all the spins that we've done on the Discord, so everybody should know which server they're signing up to. I can move people between servers if people sign up to the wrong thing, but it's a lot of work for me, so please try to sign up to the right server. You can see here, this one here has a practice. Everybody, not just those on server 1, any driver can hop on the practice server. Just go and turn laps, and already people have been setting laps. Look, we've got some lap times up there, so you can have a look and see how you're doing, basically. But it's a fun event, it's the Prologue. The idea is to get everybody used to the sign-up process and what to do on the night. On the night, you turn up. You must enter the voice chat. There's 2 channels. There's one for server 1 and one for server 2. Loz and Roy will be taking care of those separate channels and helping out anybody that needs the help. So hopefully that explains it all. Reserves. The top 8 reserves, again, I'll make it clear in the information I post. You guys can sign up. The other reserves, we're waiting to find out how many are going to, whether we've got a broadcast team and whether I've got more free slots or not. If anybody is dropping out or can't race, please let us know. We've got reserves. We've got Dan, the very most unluckiest chap tonight, who hasn't got a slot. He's an admin for MVRC.
Paul
There's
Wallace
a huge amount
subscribed to
so
the
if people
channel.
drop out, that's fine. That's not a problem. Real life happens. But if you let us know, we can get other people on the server having fun. All right, we'll end it there. Thank you for everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. I think I've just seen somebody join the Discord. It might be... anyway, no worries. I'll sort everything out in a second. There'll be a post shortly. If you stay up for another half an hour, you'll be able to start signing up. We'll end it there. Thanks so much for this evening. Good night.